Well, what an interesting week it's been as we prepare for another change to happen tomorrow, going from level 4 to level 3. And this week for me has been thinking, last time we talked about our intentions, identifying the outcomes that we want, and working with the actions. And so as I've been working with that in my own life through this last week, the question comes to me, how do I put myself in the centre of my own life in order to create the outcomes that are important to me? So it's kind of a funny one, isn't it? When everything feels like or it does for me anyway, everything feels like it's not quite even, it's not quite making sense. I'm carrying a little bit of fear as far as how are things going to move forward. What is that new normal going to look like? I've really recognised that. So what's so important to me is that face-to-face connection and contact, but of course that hasn't been able to happen apart from my bubble and maybe a couple of people when I've been out walking. But I know that that's important to me. So I just wanted to share with you what is my process in the coaching space around getting, as I encourage people to put themselves at the centre of their own lives. How is it that I get them to do that? So the first thing is I use a process called mining, defining and shining, and I find it really helpful, so I'm wondering if you might as well. So the mining part of it is recognising what is important for me to protect, to promote and to preserve. So that's thinking about things that have always been important to me historically, things that are really important to me in the now, and things that I desperately want to carry forward into the future with purpose and intention. So as I recognise those things, it ends up being a list. So my list, and I'm really happy to share it with you, is my family, my business or my businesses, my opportunity to influence others, being able to create change, to continue with my own learning, connecting with people, new people, as well as people that have always been in my life. It's really important to me to be developing others through the coaching medium. And it's really important for me to be developing healthy bodies and healthy mindsets through the Pilates medium. And for all of those things, I can break them down even further. So when I'm talking about my career stuff, my business, at the moment, a lot of it's about thinking, how do I move it forward given what's going on in the world at the moment? How do I continue to develop others through coaching? How do I continue to develop healthy bodies? So I'm now looking at marketing's got to be an issue for me here, creating a different looking business plan. What does that look like moving forward, knowing that my income is virtually stopped through what's occurred in the world. So not only are there the titles of the things that are important for me to protect, promote and preserve, but there are kind of subsets or subtitles that go in there as well. So that's the mining part of the mining and defining and shining process. The second part is defining, and this is a part that's, for some people it's really easy. Because what we do is we say, okay, that list of things that I've got, what things are already under control? They go along nicely. I'm not having to put any extra effort in. So I don't need it to be a focus for me at this stage moving forward because it's already looking after itself. So we go down our list and we put those things to one side, recognising they are still important. They just don't need focus in the now to protect, promote or preserve in order to move forward. So we'll often end up with 2 or 3, maybe 4 areas that we want to do some focus on. And I think let's keep it in a shorter time frame. In the next 3 months, which of these areas do we want to look at? So I've got the areas that are already okay, sitting to one side, and then in front of me I've got the areas that I want to do something with. And this is where I need to shine. I need to create intentions around it. And they're my intentions for what I want to have happen in these areas of my life. And this is really starting to put me in the centre, as opposed to running around the outside and kind of just firing balls into a centre basket that is my life. This allows me to do it the other way, put myself in the centre so that I'm making sure that I've got a really clear shot out to the things that are important. So the shining process is creating statements of intention. What is my intention? What is your intention around those areas? And there are a couple of things that are really important. The first is to be incredibly generous with your language. And I talked in my last chat about the value of the words that we use. So every word in our statement of intention has value. So we need to be generous with the language and succinct. Keep it short and I say under 9 words or 9 words or less for the intention, because it's going to create the umbrella statement that I can then work from to create my goals, to identify actions for and get those outcomes that are important to me. So I had a statement of intention around this lockdown period, and it was a 12-week intention around both my coaching business, my Pilates studio, as well as my family and friends. So this umbrellaed over my need to be connected with people. So I played around with lots of different words, but in order to be succinct as well as generous, this was the statement of intention that I came up with. Keeping connected by projecting and promoting the pathway forward. So each of those words is important to me. I know exactly what it means. I know the areas that focus under it. For example, projecting means for me looking forward, what is the next step? And that means that I can share that with everybody as I make those decisions. So ensuring that your statements of intention sit high enough, generous with the language, succinct in the numbers of the words that you use, in order to create a true statement of intention that we can work forward into goals. So what are the 3 things that I want you to remember about this week? It's called mining, defining, and shining. So we mine for the things that we want to protect, promote, and preserve. That's a list, all of the things, good, bad, and different. The second thing is we shine them. We identify the things that are under control and the things that me, in the centre of my world, want to focus on. And then we shine, the third thing is we shine our statements, being generous with our words, but succinct in the numbers, in the number of words that we use. So have a think around your life this week. Have a think about how do you put yourself in the centre. Think about the mining, defining and shining process and see if you can come up with some true statements of intention. And then maybe next time we're going to talk about how you turn those intentions into action. So thanks so much for taking time to listen. I hope there's something helpful there. As always, if you want to contact me, if you want to talk through anything else, if you want to create statements of intention and have my support in working with them, please let me know. Have a fabulous week and thanks for your time.